Hello and welcome back to VAR From The Truth. Just a quick overview. So this episode, also, we're going to go through our points on the board from a couple of weeks ago. So we missed last week, so we'll go through that, see if I've clawed it back a level. So we'll go through that. Also on this episode, we're going to touch on Chelsea and their recent form. And especially the game against Arsenal. We're also going to speak about Man United and are they going to make the top three in the Premier League this season? And also Tottenham. We've got to speak about them and if they're being relegated to the Championship next season. And then finally, something to look forward to. We're going to go through the Champions League bracket and give our predictions for who may come out on top. So yeah, how you doing, my man?
Never been better, bro. Never been better.
Yeah.
I'm alive. So, yeah, can't really complain. Brilliant weekend of football. So much to discuss. I'm nervous. I'm a bit worried about you clawing it back today. A little bit too close for comfort now.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping I can extend my lead a little bit and, definitely put a little bit of yeah, it's too close for comfort, bro. But yeah, lots to discuss. Should we get straight into points on the board?
Yeah, let's go for it, man. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to enjoy my can of Guinness today. So
Lovely. I'll have my Coke Zero. But
right.
yeah, so first game that we predicted, this is obviously going back a week, was Wolves against Arsenal. We were both very wrong.
Yeah.
And can I just say that Wolves performance, I was in a bad mood for like 3 days
No.
post that game.
Yeah. Well, I suppose that's speaking to your missus recently, like she was she was saying what awful mood you're in. And to be fair, yeah, I was so I don't even think I was angry. I was just like disappointed, bro. So disappointed. I couldn't
Do,
believe it.
do you know what? It's got to the point now, like, my missus is actually a massive Arsenal fan as well. And that's solely because she knows that my mood is very much
Yeah.
like based on how they do. So she's like she's kicking every ball with them now, and she's even like got nicknames for some of the players and that.
Trust.
It's pretty jokes. But yeah, we were both wrong there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was just a shocker. Then we move on to Aston Villa against Leeds, which I predicted a Villa win, and
Yeah.
you predicted a draw. So you've taken a nice early lead there.
Take that. Take that.
Moves us on to Brentford against Brighton. Now, of course, I never backed Brighton, and
Yeah.
Brentford were at home, and we both went for a Brentford win. And of course, Brighton won 2-0.
Of course they did, yeah.
And then you've had a thing about Chelsea this year. I think I can count on one hand the amount of times you've backed them to win in football. And so, funnily enough, you've actually went for them to win against Burnley at home, and they drew 1-1
Yeah.
and had a
Yeah.
man sent off. So the one time that you went for them, you could have got an easy point if you'd have stuck with your
What
guns.
did you go for in that game?
I went for a Chelsea win as well, so
No.
still 1-0 up. And then West Ham against Bournemouth. So
I don't remember that one.
it was a 0-0 draw. I went for a Bournemouth win, you went for a West Ham win, so
Yeah.
it's still 1-0. Which leads us on to Man City against Newcastle. I went for a draw. You went for a Man City win,
Yeah.
giving you a 2-0 lead.
Little cushion.
Nice little 2-0 cushion. Moving on to Nottingham Forest against Liverpool. Liverpool won 1-0 in pretty much the last kick of the game.
Yeah.
You went for a draw, and you
Oh,
went very, very, very close to getting that right. And I went for a Liverpool win, so I've clawed a little point back to 2-1.
yeah.
Moving on to Sunderland against Fulham. You backed your Sunderland.
Yeah, I did, as usual.
You were wrong because Fulham won 3-1. And what did I predict?
Draw.
Predicted a draw, so you're still 2-1 up. Which leads us on to Spurs against Arsenal, which we both went for an Arsenal win,
Absolutely.
making it 3-2. So it all comes down to Everton against Manchester United. Can I get it back level?
I got a weird
United
feeling.
won, United won 1-0. Do you remember what you went for?
You know what? I don't usually like back United, but I got a weird feeling I backed them.
You backed United, and I went for Everton. So
Come on. I have clawed the deficit.
it is now 6-6
Oh,
overall.
calm. I will take that. I'm very happy. What was I? I was like 6-3 down. No,
Yeah.
yeah, or something like
I must be an Arsenal fan, bro.
that. Yeah, I should put a Man City kit on.
Yeah, real talk.
No, that's mad. That's actually mad. So
Every
now,
time I hear the doorbell ring, I'm gonna think it's you, like knocking on the door, mate. Oh yeah.
so this week, I'm trying to extend my lead. Then,
So this week it's question if you can take the lead, bro. Can
yeah.
you know, or are you gonna, are you happy that you've got level? Are you gonna let me take the lead? We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, happy that I'm level, but obviously there's only what nine game weeks to go, and let's just say obviously life gets in the way and maybe we miss one or two, then that might only be seven game weeks. So you never know, right? It's going to come around quick, mate.
100%. 100%. All I can do is, go. I need to go back to the basics a little bit.
Yeah.
Think, yeah, let's go back to the basics.
Well,
Right.
I'll
First
fix it this week then.
First game we got is Bournemouth. It's a midweek fixture, so that's always interesting. You can get a lot of twists and turns and shock results underneath the lights. We got Bournemouth at home to Brentford. I'll let you kick that one off, mate.
It's a horrible game to predict. I'm gonna go for a Brentford away win. I think it's a tough game though.
Very tough game. I think I'm gonna go for a. I'm gonna go for a Bournemouth win.
Mm. Opposites already.
Yeah, I just think at home and there's a tough place to go, mate.
It is, yeah. You are right. You are right. I think,
But Brentford are good, man. There's
yeah,
gonna be goals in the game. There'll
yeah.
definitely
I
be
think,
some
I think
goals.
the only reason why I'm picking Brentford is like, I think we've seen it. Obviously, we watched the Arsenal Chelsea game yesterday together, which obviously we'll get into a little bit. But like after the game, obviously they showed the league table, and I think if Brentford win their next game and like Chelsea and Liverpool drop points, they'll pretty much be on par. So they're right up there, mate. They are right up there.
Yeah, I think that it's the toughest game I've seen Arsenal play all season. That was a really tough game, that Brentford
Yeah.
game. Moving on to the next game, we've got Everton against Burnley. I'll go first on this one. got a feeling Everton are going to win that. So I'm going to go for an Everton win.
I'm going to go for a draw there. Don't know why. Probably regret it.
No, Burnley have been like pulling some, showing some fight, to be fair, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're not dead and buried yet.
Mm.
And not dead and buried. Leading on to Leeds against Sunderland at Ellen Road.
Oh. Sunderland have been quite woeful recently.
They have, mate. They're like, we were talking at the start of the year what an incredible start they've made.
Mm.
And now,
People thought they were going to be top 4.
yeah. And they've just kind of gone way back, haven't they? And then Xhaka got injured.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, they're probably still above where they thought they were going to be at this stage. So, they've still done a great job. It's just like, they've almost set like an expectation and they've sort of like just drifted a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go for a Leeds win here, I think.
See, I was tempted to go the same way as you here.
Mm.
Yeah, I was going to go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a tough place to go, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Massively, man.
You saw Man City struggle there a little bit. I think, Leeds are fighting for their life as well.
Yeah.
Then we got Wolves against Liverpool. Wolves on the back of a draw against Arsenal, a 2-0 win against Aston Villa. Can there be another giant killing in Wolverhampton? They're at home against Liverpool. I thought this game had already happened, but my live score's showing it as in Wolves, but I'm pretty sure they've already gone there, unless I was mistaken. Yeah, it's showing Wolves at home. So yeah, Molyneux.
I'll let you go first, I think.
I'm going to go with a Liverpool win.
Yeah. I'm just going to join you there. I don't think that'd be anything different at all in there.
Yeah. Imagine they won.
Liverpool bad West Ham on the weekend as well.
Yeah, I think that their players are starting to gain some confidence, and they're very much a confidence-based team.
Yeah.
100%. Then we got probably the biggest clash of the round of fixtures. Got Aston Villa against Chelsea. Huge opportunity for Liverpool.
Yeah.
At United,
Yeah.
there if either of those teams drop points. Who you thinking's going to win that one? Are you going to back Chelsea, mate?
No. Not. Although, like, maybe I should because, like, again, Villa have been the last few weeks. They've been quite poor. Dropped a lot of points. Really fallen off the pace. But I'm gonna go for a. I'm gonna go for a draw.
I'm going for a Chelsea win.
Mm.
It's a must-win game for them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I just think that they have to win the game. Because if Villa win, United win, Liverpool win, just they're starting to talk. As you said earlier, Brentford win, they drop behind them in the league. They start to. I think they'll be 6 points or so behind Liverpool. United even further ahead. Villa will also. They'll probably be out of reach for them.
Yeah.
So
I've got a question to ask you about Chelsea when we get onto like the main. So I'll get to that.
more than happy to answer that, bro.
Mm.
Leading on to Brighton against Arsenal. a place where Arsenal haven't had too much success in the last few years. Always seems to be a ground that misfortune seems to happen for Arsenal. What are you thinking here? I'm going for an Arsenal win straight off the bat. But
Yeah, I think every game now from now to the end of the season, I'm gonna go for an Arsenal win.
the thing is, mate, if I don't go for an Arsenal win, they don't win, and I'll feel like I jinxed it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Arsenal win 100%. And I generally do think they will. They'll get 3 points there.
Then we got Fulham against West Ham. At Fulham. Fulham
Fulham
beat
win.
as well. Beat Tottenham again. They've done the double
Yeah,
over Tottenham. That's another London derby that Tottenham have lost both games, which is pretty
yeah,
glaring. Harry Wilson with another goal. Alex Iwobi,
and an assist.
yeah,
So yeah,
scoring.
I think
Tough game though.
it's a tough game. It's a tough game, but yeah, Fulham home win. I just think they've got a lot of quality in that side, mate. You know, they got Nelson, they got Emil Smith Rowe, Iwobi, Wilson, Jimenez, some young kiddie from on the bench, some Brazilian guy, I think it's Kenny or something like that.
Oh, he scored a screamer against United, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. Who else have they got? That Chukwueze, I think he plays for them.
Yeah.
Some very good players, mate. So yeah, I think I'll go with them.
I'm going for a draw.
Mm.
Just think, it's just, I don't know, just got a gut feeling. Can't say anything more than that. Don't really know why, but yeah.
No, fair.
Then we got Man City against Forest. Now, the easy option here is for me to go for a Man City win,
Yeah.
but I feel like Forest played really well against Liverpool.
Yeah, they did.
Well, I remember them playing against City, and I know it's at the City ground, but is it Igor Jesus up front? Gave
Yeah.
Ruben Diaz a torrid time.
Yeah.
You know, it's a must-win game for Forest. I've got a feeling there might be a little draw in this for them. And I'm going to go for a draw.
I think I'm going to join you, mate. I think I might join you there.
I mean, I just feel like it's a game that City are going to be a little bit confident in.
Actually, do you know what? Change that. I'm going to go for a Forest win.
My dad.
I remember when they beat them 1-0 like a couple of seasons ago. So yeah. Oh yeah. Forest win.
Yeah. Yeah. Just feel like something's going to happen. It's like City getting a little bit too cocky, I feel.
Yeah.
So yeah. Then we got, this is a class game as well. Newcastle, St. James's Park, under the floodlights against Manchester United. That's a tough game.
Is that the last game?
No, there's one more on Thursday.
That's a proper big game, that Wednesday night. Mate, Newcastle recently. But United.
Even though they've been shocking, it's such a tough place to go.
Yeah, and United got absolutely pumped there last season, like 3 or 4-0. But it is a different United. Mate, Carrick hasn't lost a game.
I know. Mental. But you know what?
Mate, has he won every game?
No, they drew against West Ham.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah,
They drew against West Ham. I think that's the only game they've dropped points in, to be fair, since he joined. Which is, he's putting a real claim down on that manager. Like, it's hard to argue with what he's doing that he shouldn't be given an opportunity, at least for a season.
Yeah, Yeah, I agree.
Because he's actually getting the results, and it's, we touched on it. You can hire all these fancy dancy managers that are playing a certain style abroad, but what United just needed was someone to get them back to the basics,
Yeah.
and they've got so much quality up front that those players are going to thrive if they have a solid foundation to go forward on, and they've got that now. So
yeah, I think I'm going to go for a United win, mate. I think I'll do it.
I'm going to go for a draw.
Mm-hmm.
I just think St James's Park is one of those places that, against the big teams, it becomes it's almost like they're much better against the top 6 sides.
Yeah.
Their fans just go up for it, and I
Yeah.
feel like if you can get a game where they, like Bournemouth go up there, and they're not, the players aren't as up for it. Joe Linton's like a yard off it. But
Yeah.
he's up against a deep, like a big team. They want a real battle, and I think they're slightly better at home. And I'm gonna go for. I just reckon it'll be a tougher game for
Yeah, fair.
United. So yeah, draw. And then the final game of the fixture list, you got Spurs against Palace on the Thursday night at Spurs.
Draw. No Spurs win for Igor Tudor.
I'm so tempted to go with a Palace win, bro.
But also, like, you want to think about like the actual,
But like, this is, am I going back to the basics here? Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Mate, I'm going for a Palace win. I'm actually going to go for it.
Fair.
I think they got the worst home record in the league.
Oh mate, yeah. Like saying a Palace win is actually not like that crazy.
Yeah,
They nearly beat United the other day. Like they got a red card that kind of ruined it.
very much so, but very much so. But anyway, that's points on the board for this week. You managed to claw it back level, and it's all to play for. And there's going to be a forfeit,
Mm-hmm.
and I really don't want to be the person that does it. So
No, me neither.
it's just as the games are going on, it's just getting harder.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
every team can, it's just every team on their day can do something in this Premier League, and that's what makes the best league in the world, really.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more, mate.
So, bro, speaking on United, you touched on them a little bit on points on the board. I think, I'm going to say it now, I think they come third.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think third is guaranteed almost.
Do you think that's because they're playing well, or the other teams around them aren't playing well, or do you think it's like maybe a bit of both?
I think it's definitely a mixture of, other teams having a lot busier schedules
Yeah.
than United. Like at the moment, they've got one game a week, and people like Chelsea, they got busy Champions League fixture. They got right up there in the semi-finals of the Carabao. Liverpool have also going to have like big Champions League away legs coming up. Villa are going to be in the Europa League, and that Villa's squad is stretched thin now. I think Yuri Tielemans was out. And then they got Boubacar Kamara. They had to buy Douglas Luiz, bring him back, and they just seem a little bit short now. Like if you look at their dip of form, it kind of goes hand in hand with Kamara being out injured.
I do think as well, like they're probably thinking. Although I still think because it still looks like obviously it'll be five Premier League teams next season will qualify for the Champions League. It looks that way anyway. I think Unai Emery is probably going to be more focused on winning the Europa League with Villa than maybe making the top 4 type thing, if you know what I mean. And obviously, like worst case scenario, they came sixth in the league. If they win the Europa, it's still a route into the Champions League. So, yeah, I think the more the weeks go on, and now that the round of 16's been sort of laid out, and they probably know their path to the final, Villa's probably. I'm not saying they're going to sack the league off, but like Unai Emery will definitely be more focused on the Europa League.
Yeah, and it's definitely an opportunity for them to get into the Champions League next year if they are not successful in the league.
Mm.
And Morgan Rogers, his form has dipped a little bit. He's not bagging in as many goals as he was.
Yeah.
So I just think United, they've gone back to the basics, as I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
And they've got Lisandro Martinez back. Their goalkeeper is also not woeful anymore. He seems decent. He's not really done anything. He's not done anything wrong, has he?
Nah, he's not been like memed or anything. Like,
No. He's not made a fool of himself. He seems quite confident when it comes to catching crosses.
mm.
And that front four they've got of Sesko's starting to score loads of goals as well.
Yeah.
Cunha, Fernandez and Bumo, Ahmad.
Mm.
And
It's
they're playing
dangerous,
each
mate.
week, mate. It makes such a difference.
Yeah. Well, I mean, me and you were saying the other day that if they get, maybe a centre back, a full back, and obviously maybe like a couple of other squad players, like, mate, they could be right up there next season. Like, I'd be worried about them.
Definitely. They are very. I think if they get someone a decent midfielder,
Mm.
a right back, and a centre back, they could be a serious threat.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Like, I don't think they'll win the league next year, even if they get that. But they'll be up there. They'll be up there, and
Yeah.
they'll take points off a lot of the big teams. Like, they nearly, well, they should have beat us the first day of the season, really, and then obviously they beat us at our place. So, yeah, they'll definitely be there thereabouts next year, I think.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, moving on to their top four challengers.
Mm.
Want to talk about Chelsea, bro? What did you make of their performance at the Emirates? Obviously, we watched the game together.
Um, I thought the first half was quite. I mean, we didn't watch loads of it, but it was a bit dull. To be fair, I think the whole game was quite dull. To be fair, and it kind of reminded me of the Carabao Cup game. Like, it was quite boring in places. But I genuinely thought in the second half, I thought Chelsea played well. They got on the ball. João Pedro kept finding pockets. We said that a few times. Reece James put a few lovely crosses in. Really, we both said it. You really proved, he's probably the best right back in the world. I think obviously we had him in our sort of like Europe 11 the other day.
Yeah,
And yeah, they caused us a few scares, mate. Even when they went down to 10 men, they sort of like threw the kitchen sink at us and piled the pressure on. And if it wasn't for David Raya and a few decent saves and a few blocks from Gabriel and co, it could have been a different story, mate. So yeah, they were good and bad, to put it plainly, because 10th red card this season, 9th different player to be red carded.
crazy stuff.
Yeah, not good enough at all.
That must be some sort of record. I think
I think
Chelsea
the record was like 11 or 12. I think I seen it the other day.
really.
Mm.
That's mental. That's almost like a quarter of their games. They
Yeah, mate,
A
you got to
quarter of
think
their games they
there's
played now.
still like 9 games to go for them, so you never know.
They only need like 3 or 4 more.
Yeah, it's mad. So yeah, I don't know what you thought, but I thought in places they played quite well, but in the end, they didn't get the 3 points. So
Do you know what? I think Chelsea tried really hard,
mm,
and at least they tried really hard, guys. No, that's what matters. That they should have won the game because they tried hard.
yeah, tried
And David
hard.
Raya,
FC.
David Raya made a few saves,
Mm,
but I just think Arsenal have their number,
yeah.
and I think that's 10 games now without a win for Chelsea.
Mm,
They've tried really hard in those games though, so at least they've got that, and at least they drew with us with 10 men at the
yeah.
break.
Yeah. Do you know what I think really let Chelsea down? That Robert Sanchez, mate. For that second goal where he was like claiming it was a push, he just backed into his own player. Like I thought he he was just all over the place. He didn't know where he was in his box. He didn't know where. Like it was just absolutely terrible goalkeeping. Terrible.
He always seems to be at fault for at least one goal in an Arsenal when Arsenal and Chelsea face each other.
Mm.
He just doesn't have Arsenal press him a lot as well. I think in the first half there was a few times where I think he almost gave the ball to Gyökeres, and I
Mm.
saw it even in the second half he gave the ball straight to Rice. He's just Chelsea need, and I can't believe how many wingers they've got. And I was saying to you, and I think in the summer, how have they not gone in for Donnarumma?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was a no-brainer for me in terms of a massive area of the pitch that definitely needs work. And I think it might have been a little bit about Maresca because Maresca was defending him a lot last season when he was making mistakes and calling him one of the top keepers in the league. And
Yeah.
there's Chelsea fans out there that were comparing him to David Raya,
Mm.
even before this game, saying that he's just as good. But I think David Raya showed why, especially yesterday, why he's probably in the top two best keepers in the world right now.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely. Like he came out. He claimed his area. Came for crosses. Punch clear things. Made some really good saves.
Yeah,
And I just feel like Robert Sanchez didn't do those things, didn't do the simple things that a goalkeeper should be doing. So it's definitely an area that I don't know if it's like the hierarchy at Chelsea, like obviously with this new sort of model maybe that they're going for with like younger players and blah blah blah. But if you want to win these like big trophies and stuff like that and want to be, in the mix, then they need to have an established goalkeeper who you have confidence in. Like being a defender, you need to have confidence like in the person that's behind you, and they definitely don't have that.
no, no. Also, I do want to touch on Gary Neville's commentary yesterday
Mm.
because it's been winding me up a few times now in the last few games I've heard him. You know, we were watching the game, Timber scores. First thing Gary Neville says, "Oh, they're going to check that on VAR. Bobby Sanchez is claiming he's pushed.
Yeah.
Might be a goal. Might not be a goal." Turns out it was a goal. And then
Mm.
for the João Pedro offside, he's like, "I
Yeah.
think he was offside."
Yeah. Yeah. And he was almost like willing it to be a goal.
He wanted it to be a goal, and it felt. And every time, like I listen to his commentary, there seems to be so much bias towards, you know, the team that's playing against Arsenal.
But you know what's weird about that? Yeah, it's like in all of his like prediction things, he says like Arsenal are going to win the league. So I don't really get like, and he keeps saying like I'd rather Arsenal win the league than Man City, obviously because obviously he's ex-United.
Yeah,
So I just don't, but I don't get it because in the games on commentary, it just sounds like the opposite. It's
it
almost like he
does.
wants them to bottle it again.
I think he might not be over that rivalry because he always barks on about how the toughest team he's ever played was that Arsenal team, the
Yeah.
era,
Yeah.
Roy Keane and Henry. So maybe that's still living rent free in his mind, and he has like a deep underlying hatred for
Mm.
Arsenal. Um, Or maybe he doesn't. Maybe it's just a coincidence. But it really wound me up yesterday because I don't feel like it's the job for a commentator to be doubting things all the time and,
Yeah.
like just react a little bit more than
Yeah.
what he
Yeah.
does. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And like, to be fair, like when that goal went in at the end, I was so worried. I was so worried. Like I did think it was offside to start with, kind of, just from where like he was, but when it went in, I was
Do you
I
know
was
what?
literally
Like he got in my head in that moment when he said,
yeah.
"I don't think he was,"
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
then I was just like, I was watching the replay for like from behind the sofa, bro. Like,
yeah.
just like I
Yeah.
was just hoping that like Hincapié wasn't like a little bit deep on the other
Yeah.
side,
Yeah,
Taylor was
literally.
or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you which one made my like I thought it went in was that Garnacho like
Yeah.
cross.
Yeah.
It bounced in front of Ryan. I thought it went in, mate. Like
Yeah. Well,
genuinely, I thought that was going in.
I thought that Pedro was gonna get the touch on it,
Yeah, and I
and
thought it wrong-footed Ryan completely, and it was just
yeah, because he sort of like stepped to go that way, and then they missed it, and then obviously it went the other way, and luckily he saved it. But I think just to touch on Chelsea again, obviously that's kind of what we're talking about. Is if they're not careful, they'll miss out on the top 5 places. Definitely the top 4. I don't think they'll make top 4, but as I've said earlier, obviously with the English teams in the Champions League and Europa League, etc., like I think obviously there'll be 5 places this year. If they're not careful, they will miss out and they'll finish like 6th or 7th maybe, and then they'll be back in the Conference League or something. So they do need to buck up their ideas, and they've got a really really hard run of games. Obviously you said they've got Villa. Who else have they got? I want to say
I think they're playing. Oh, I'll get it up
they got to
because
play United, I think. Man City, they've got to play as well. Newcastle, I know they've got to play Newcastle.
they've got a really really tough round of fixtures, mate.
Especially in between, they've obviously got PSG as well in the Champions League.
Listen to these fixtures. So next game, they've got Chelsea. I mean, they got Villa. Sorry. Then they got Wrexham away, which is it's a tough trip down to Wales. Then they got PSG away, so they've got 3 away games on the bounce,
Yeah.
which is never 3 away games is never easy.
Yeah.
Then you got PSG away, which is on the 11th of March, followed by Newcastle at the Bridge,
Yeah.
followed by PSG at the Bridge. Then they got Everton away.
Mm.
Then on the 11th of April, they're hosting City.
Mm-hmm.
Which I will say I'll have a bloody Chelsea kit on for that, mate.
Yeah.
And then they got United coming to the Bridge.
Bloody hell.
So that is their fixtures for the next month and a half. I mean, there's not an easy game there, and if they're not careful, and the thing is, Chelsea are at the point now where their money's run out.
Yeah.
They can't keep selling women's teams and they can't keep selling hotels anymore. That
Yeah.
they've kind of like played all their cards now to
Yeah.
make these financial gains. And
And like they've got all these players on like 8-year contracts. Like they can't keep doing that. And then
no,
it's in like teams to sort of come and bail out their players and sign their players for big money. So yeah, they do need to be careful.
do you see Cole Palmer staying at Chelsea next year if they come 7th or 8th or even just miss out on the Champions League.
Tough one. Because he's got a long contract. However, if a team wants to buy him, they'll pay the money because he is a talented player. He's definitely not showing it since he's come back from his injury. He's definitely not been showing it. But there is a talent there. So maybe not. Maybe not. He's not a Chelsea fan, is he? So.
He likes United, does I swear he's a Man United fan.
Yeah. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he was like a Chelsea sort of like a Reece James, then probably not. But
No.
he's not. So yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I can see a couple of them, maybe, especially if if they start getting into financial trouble, their only option is going to be over to sell players, and I can see Enzo Fernandez going as
Yeah,
well.
Esteban.
I think he'll probably stay for a little bit, but
someone would snap him up though.
they would.
Yeah,
I mean, they
I don't.
would. I would as well.
Yeah.
And also, people like Caicedo,
Yeah.
like those type of players aren't gonna want to wait around for Chelsea, especially if they're not making big signings. And they don't get Champions League football, because I think they will start to struggle financially.
Yeah, because it's all well and good. Obviously, they were in the Conference League last year. Like, it's all well and good, like winning that trophy and saying you've completed the set, and fine. Like, I get it, whatever. But let's just say they go into that competition again. The players are not gonna be excited about it, and there's only so many times you can like be in these smaller competitions. Like, it's probably not fun for the players. Like, do you know what I mean? It's the games, they don't have to try hard. It's just they go through the motions. They're in the back end of Cyprus or Kazakhstan playing a game, and it's just probably like what's the point in this when I could probably get more money playing somewhere else and be in the Champions League? So they do need to be very careful. And one of the questions I was going to ask you is that I was talking about earlier. Do you think they miss Maresca?
I don't know, because I actually don't think Liam Rosenior's been that bad since he's come in. I mean, he seems to be quite a good at man managing.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? And he seems to be quite liked by the players.
Yeah.
He's very young and inexperienced, but I don't think he's been like they did up until the Burnley game, apart from the 2 Arsenal games, win every single game. And then it was the Burnley slip up, and then obviously they lost to Arsenal on the weekend. I think it's a little bit too soon to judge him, and I would say they are missing Maresca, but not the Maresca that was already out 1 foot out the door. They were
Yeah.
missing Maresca leading up to December, when he seemed to be fully committed and happy and trying to battle. As soon as Maresca started clashing, I think their form drastically turned down. Because you remember when they beat Barca 3-1 at home, and they were kind of in the title race. They were in the title race with
About
us,
4 days.
looking dangerous. They beat Liverpool, and that team was dangerous. But I think it's a bit too early to say. Bit too. What
Yeah.
about you?
Yeah, I think yes and no. I do agree that Rosenior hasn't been that bad. I think it's also the players as well. Like,
Yeah, I think it's the play.
his defense is shocking. Absolutely shocking. All the players that he has available to him in the defense are terrible. Apart from Reece James, I think that, I mean, he's only lost to one team, but he's just lost to them 3 times. So, and that is obviously the mighty Arsenal.
Yes, indeed.
And it's not a bad team to lose to. You know, they're the best team in the land at the moment. So, but yeah, I think yes and no. It's difficult to say at the moment. I just thought I wanted to get your thoughts on it, but I don't think Mourinho has been that bad. They've
No,
sort of glimpses and stuff, and yeah, maybe next season we'll sort of judge him properly. But yeah, we'll see, man.
I think I've said this before on the podcast. I just think the Chelsea players are toxic as fuck. Like, I just think Cole Palmer, he just seems like I'd hate to have him in the changing room. He's probably just, and Enzo and Neto, bro. They just all, I just don't really like them. They're just so unlikable. And Caicedo, the way he just runs around pushing people. The only one that's like likable is Reece James.
Yeah, yeah,
And like Sanchez, he looks like
yeah.
he's always moaning and Chalobah as well. Like they're just not likable.
Yeah.
And I think the Chelsea changing room is very toxic. Like people like Cole Palmer probably they just think they're better than everyone else. You can just sense the way they walk around. And then you go maybe to like a team like I won't talk about Arsenal, but Man City. You know, I've seen a few behind the scenes footages of, you know, the way their players are interacting and, you know, they all get along, they all seem like a family. Bernardo Silva's always involved in like some banter, the way they were welcoming Semenyo. That wouldn't happen at Chelsea. You'd have
Yeah.
Cole Palmer thinking, "Oh, this guy's going to be a threat to my place and the pecking order of the club." And
Yeah.
you know, Enzo Fernandez would be. Do you know what I mean? They just moan
Yeah.
constantly, and I
Yeah.
think those players are never gonna they would have to be removed and dispersed to a different club. Like,
Yeah.
remember what we thought about Madueke when he came to Chelsea? The perception of Madueke was one of a player that was very selfish and, you know,
Yeah.
party boy type
Yeah.
persona, and that was because of the other Chelsea players.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And you know, he's played really well for Arsenal. He's kept his head down. I haven't heard any headlines about him and stuff like that. So yeah, literally, it probably doesn't help. Obviously, yeah, all the sort of Chelsea boy, like the dressing room, just like you say, it seems a little bit toxic sometimes.
100%.
But moving on to another London club who maybe their London derby next season might be against Queen's Park Rangers instead of Arsenal and Chelsea is Tottenham Hotspur. What have you got to say about them? Coming off the back of Igor Tudor, 2 losses against Arsenal and Fulham.
I bet he can't believe what he's walked into.
Yeah. I bet he thought it was going to be easy.
I bet he can't believe it. If I was a Tottenham fan, I have a mate. I speak. He was messaging me after the Arsenal game, and I sent him a message when they lost to Fulham as well, but I had no reply. I just was blaming.
Yeah.
It's just embarrassing. It's just the worst run club in the world. I don't know what they were thinking of signing all those players
Yeah.
after finishing 17th
Mm.
in the league last season, because I can't really believe it, mate. I can't believe how bad they are.
Yeah, I agree.
Their disciplinary record as well is just shocking. It's like that club is so toxic. Any player that goes there just gets like sucked into the toxicity that's going on in that club.
Yeah.
Like Thomas Frank, I'm convinced he's a good manager,
Yeah.
but the players I'm convinced he's a good. I genuinely thought like that was going to be a good signing for them, and I thought, you know, he would actually get them playing and have some level of organisation. But
What do you think about the? You know, everyone says they got like a massive list of injuries. Like, what do you think about that sort of like excuse for them? Like, do you think, like, in my personal opinion, I think the starting 11 that they can put out right now should minimum be in the top half of the league.
well, do you know what? I'm gonna throw it back at you. What did everyone say last year when Arsenal had loads of injuries?
Well, yeah, you know that they should just cope with it. Everyone gets injuries. You know, all the typical stuff. You know, bottled it again. Blah blah blah.
They need to. There's obviously something wrong with the management load, the training.
Yeah,
Need a new sport scientist. So
and we
you know,
finished second.
Spurs can hold it. And the funny thing is that they're all complaining about James Maddison having his knee done, but when he was playing, they were complaining about how terrible James Maddison was.
Yeah,
So it's like pick and choose. Like we're not talking about a Bukayo Saka level of player being it. It's James Maddison. He's not. You finished 17th with him fully fit last season. The only one that I think is a big miss is Kulusevski.
yeah.
But apart from that, who have they got out, mate? Like, I don't think any of those players drastically improved their team. Maybe Mohamed Kudus.
Yeah, I think like people, yeah, the names that they're going on about is obviously Madison, Kulusevski, Kudus, Bentancur.
Oh, that it will completely change when Benton
Yeah.
back in the midfield, mate.
Rodrigo Bentancur.
Mate, can I? Conor Gallagher on
Yeah,
200k a week.
bro, it's embarrassing. It's actually embarrassing. Like,
200k for Conor Gallagher, bro.
there's like three. There's probably less than 5 Arsenal players that are on above 200 grand a week, and you're telling me Conor Gallagher is on £200,000 a week? Woeful, absolutely stinking. Couldn't get a game towards the end of his Atleti career, and I can see why. Because Diego Simeone is no mug. He probably realised, wow, what have I signed? So yeah, shocking.
Mate, it's just like Vicario is so bad as well.
Yeah, terrible.
So bad,
And
mate.
you know what? Do you know what I don't like as well? Sorry, I just need to check something. But people kept saying that like Meram and Van der Ven were like close to Saliba and Gabriel as like one of the best partnerships in the league, and like it's absolutely miles off prediction.
Mate, Van der Ven's I don't actually rate. I think he's so overrated. He's
Mate, he's
got
just quick. He's just quick. That's it.
That is all Van der Ven is quick. When it
Yeah,
comes to defensively, he's nothing, mate.
yeah.
And as you said, on paper, mate, Dominic Solanke cost them 65 million. They've got Paulinho used to play for Bayern Munich. They've got a World Cup winning centre back. They've got you know Virgil van Dijk centre back partner for Holland.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for them to be where they are, and it comes down to just the toxicity at that club, and they're just shocking, mate. And I hope they get relegated. They
Same.
deserve to be relegated, bro.
Like, I actually hope they get like properly dragged. Like, I know they're a few points clear. It's only like 4 points, but like, it's one of those where West Ham and Forest both have to like keep winning, and like, we don't know how likely that is. But I really hope they actually get properly dragged into the fight. Like, I hope it's like a point, like in it, and that. Like, that'd be joke.
I'm hoping for like an Aguero moment, but just Tottenham going down.
Yeah.
That would be so joke.
Especially if Tottenham, I don't know their fixture list, but especially if they have to play like either West Ham or Forest, that
Yeah,
would be quite interesting.
that would be. I mean, they're in big, big, big trouble, and I can't see where their next win's gonna come because they're just so negative, bro. Like it is just it's toxic.
Yeah, it's a hot. I bet it's a horrible place to be at the moment. I can imagine.
Yeah, yeah, and especially like my mate was saying, Arsenal are like in contention to win 4 trophies,
Yeah.
and you're watching your team like in a relegation scrap with West Ham and Nottingham Forest hot on their heels. I think someone said since the start of the year they've actually got the worst form in the Prem.
Mm.
Like Wolves have got better form than Tottenham since the start of Jan.
Yeah, and you know what? It was only was it 2019 that they were in the Champions League final against Liverpool?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was 2019, and then like you fast forward to now, it was around that sort of time. You fast forward to now, they're potentially being relegated. And what has happened? What has happened?
Mate, saw a Tottenham fan, content creator, going on about this Tottenham team was better than the current Arsenal team. I'm just going to read you their starting lineup, and what we'll do is we'll do a joint 11.
Mm.
Hugo Lloris or David Raya.
Well, David Breyer, because he's about to win 3 Golden Gloves in a row.
Let me just read you that team first, actually, so kind of know. Lloris, Kyle Walker right back, Toby Alderweireld, Jan Vertonghen, Danny Rose, Musa Dembele, centre mid, Wanyama, centre mid, Christian Eriksen, Deli Ali, Son Heung-min, and Harry Kane.
I think
I think the only
I'll tell you the players that get in. Harry Kane, Son,
Son but Son right wing over Saka.
yeah,
You
I
reckon?
think so. I think so, bro.
Okay.
Son's an absolute baller. And maybe like on his day, and I know every other player says this guy's like the best, but like he didn't really live up to it. So maybe like Musa Dembele as well.
Yeah.
But he wasn't really like although like everyone says he was good, and I watched him play, and like he was sick, and like he was so strong, skillful, but he didn't really. I don't know. He wasn't like a Zuberman. You know what Zubermendi is going to do? He breaks up play a little bit, but you know he's going to like find the pass. His passing range is great.
Yeah.
Declan Rice, he's a workhorse. And then obviously you got like Eze or Odegaard at the 10. Like you sort of know what they're going to do as well. So I think it just depends really.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, bro.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think they're in big, big, big trouble. Should we do a VAR from the truth prediction for the round of 16 and who we see it thing?
Yes, sounds good to me.
So first game we got PSG Chelsea, bro. Who you see coming out on top in that tie?
Well, I think I said to you the other day, I think that a lot of the English teams might do well in the Champions League. this season.
Do you know what?
Last.
I've kind of changed my mind about what I said to you since the last time we spoke. I think after watching the way Chelsea played at the Emirates, and just because of that run of fixtures they've got, I think it's going to be tough for them to beat PSG.
Yeah, it will be, and I seen a thing on Instagram that PSG have now they had like a game in between the two legs, which is like it's been like postponed. Which, do you know what? I actually don't like that about like, because a lot of the European teams do that, like Madrid, Barca, obviously PSG, Bayern, like they all do that. Like they like submit like a plea to like the local, like their league, and get like their game suspended. But the Premier League wouldn't do that, I promise you.
No, they would never do that. And that is, should the Premier League do that? But I don't think it should be. I think, that's down to UEFA to
Yeah,
make a
sort of,
rule.
yeah. Sort of say like, no, you can't do that.
100%, because, that for me, that gives PSG a unfair advantage
Yeah.
over Chelsea, who've got to go to Villa. Then
Mm.
they got like Man City. They got some. That's tough games for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think Chelsea. I think PSG. They weren't great in the group stage. They haven't been fantastic. But that's what we were all saying about them this time last season, mate.
Yeah.
And they're going to want to defend their trophy. And also, they've got a bit of revenge on their minds.
Mm.
Try Hard FC won that World Cup thing.
Yeah. That Mickey Mouse Cup. Yeah. No, that is true.
So I'm going to go for a PSG win.
I'm going for Chelsea, I think.
It's little points on the board, Champions League style.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then we got Galatasaray, Liverpool, bro.
I said that's. I'm gonna go Galatasaray.
Yeah, I'm going for. I'm going to go Liverpool.
Yeah, fair.
Then we got Real Madrid, Manchester City. I'm going to go Man City. I just think
Yeah.
Madrid just aren't all that at all, mate, anymore.
Yeah.
Defensively, they're pretty shocking.
Yeah.
I
I
just
think.
think City beating them quite comfortably.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'll go. I'll go the same. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Then we got Atlanta against Bayern.
It's a tough game, you know. It's actually a very tough game.
It's a tough place to go.
Yeah. Oh, massively.
Awkward.
Bayern just, but I don't think it'll be easy.
Yeah, me too. Then we got Newcastle v Barca, mate.
Barca, but again, don't think it'll be easy. Obviously, they played each other in the sort of groups. Obviously, Barca won 2-0. Marcus Rashford scored a brace very early on in the tournament. Barca do seem to sort of be hitting form as well at the moment. But again, I think it would just be a close game just because, St. James's Park and stuff like that. So, but Barca.
Yeah, I think Newcastle, I think if they win the first game at St James's Park, that would be
Yeah,
tough.
it'll make it interesting, yeah, for sure.
They're capable of doing it.
Yeah.
Then we got Atleti v Spurs. I think we both know who Atleti.
Yeah. Atleti gonna run away with that.
Then we got Bodo against Sporting.
I think Bono
Sporting.
might do a ting.
You reckon?
I think Bodo actually might do something. Just that stupid plastic pitch and like
No.
-5 degrees in Norway and that.
I feel like Sporting might do it.
Yeah, fair.
And then Arsenal against Leverkusen. We're both going to go Arsenal.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we'll see what happens there. Obviously, exciting. It's the crunch time of the season.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to cover it all here on VAR From The Truth. And promise from us, if Arsenal get to the finals, should we try and live stream us watching the game?
Yeah, that'd be sick.
So we'll do the Carabao Cup final.
Yeah.
Should we do that?
Yeah.
That's if I'm not that would be typical.
Yeah.
If my daughter's not born on that day. Be typical. But yeah, we'll do live stream, and then we'll try and do a couple live streams. Maybe if Arsenal get to some final, so you can see our live reactions.
Yeah, we'll do that, bro. Sounds good to me.
Sounds good. But yeah, it's crunch time of the season. We're covering it all here on VAR From The Truth. It's another episode done. Be back again next week. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. And, you know, anything that you guys want us to talk about, any discussions, we're going to have some interviews coming up as well. So let us know some potential people you'd like us to try and interview.
Absolutely. And yeah, just keep hitting that share button, keep liking, follow us on, Instagram, TikTok, wherever, Spotify, give us a 5-star rating, goes a long way, really helps us out. So just keep going and more episodes to come.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Always a pleasure.
Appreciate it, guys.
See you next time, guys. Bye.
Yeah.